Hello and welcome, fellow motorsports fans. It's been a brilliant week of racing, and as always, I am here to tell you all about it. In this episode, we'll focus on all things two-wheel, so that in essence means the Qatar MotoGP weekend and the Asian Talent Cup, which also concluded its season at the same venue. We're going to begin, as always, with the slowest class first, so the Asian Talent Cup did finish its season with another doubleheader, and Pratama just more or less kept dicking on the field, for lack of a better word. The guy's been incredibly dominant in the series, one of the few riders who regularly manages to even gap the field, despite the slow machinery normally making that impossible. In these two races, he didn't quite get the pack, but he still managed to lead both races over the line. The first one against both Adaki and Ogiwara, in the second one only against Ogiwara rather, who just about missed out on P2 in the title fight, unfortunately, despite having the better weekend overall, I reckon, than Adaki. Yeah, that's really the main storyline from the Asian Talent Cup for me. It's how good is Pratama. I'm really waiting to see what he does next year, to see is it, well, just a very weak grid, which admittedly Izawa being this high up, usually he's normally at least among either the front or the chase pack, and that's not a good sign for the overall strength of the series, to say the least. But I'm still very much looking forward to see Pratama, hopefully maybe in Europe in the near future. Okay, next up, Moto3, and we had the big title decider between Masia and Sasaki, and we have to say it was a bit of a dirty one. Masia won the title by finishing in first during the race as well, so technically this, on the surface, this sounds like a very deserved thing. But it comes with the caveat that the riding he's displayed against Sasaki in particular was very questionable, quite dirty at times. Same for his teammate Fernandez as well. They were really giving it hard to Sasaki, and essentially just bullied him down the order enough to secure the title there and then, instead of waiting for Valencia. So he's a deserved champion, but the way he did it here certainly leaves a bit of a weird taste in my mouth, at least. The real rider of the day for me anyway though is or was Dennis Enchu, because he had a bit of a jump start, so he did get to lead the first lap, but he got a double long lap penalty for his effort, which obviously, as you'd imagine, dropped him all the way to the back of the grid, and he managed a very, very impressive recovery ride all the way onto the podium. So that was quite special to watch, and I also enjoy every single Alonso podium, and we got another one of those, so I was pretty happy with the Moto3 weekend overall. Moto2 was, again, talking about good recovery drives. I like him, and this one was insane as well from Aldeguer, who got bullied down to P9 early on during the race and managed to not only climb back all the way into the lead, took it from Canet, who looked like he may or may not have he could have had a chance at his first Moto2 win finally, but it didn't quite work out again because Aldeguer was way too quick. He caught him rapidly, and then also gapped him big time. It wasn't close. Aldeguer really proved that he is on an insane level at the moment, and he is really making his bid for that MotoGP ride, even if it may not come next year. But what a fantastic second half of the season he's had overall. As I said, Canet's been robbed once again. He didn't even keep P2. That went to Gonzalez, who thereby secured his first podium in the category. So that was quite nice to see. Finally, some success. Couple others of my usual suspects. Vietti, once again, a little disappointing. Quite, always at the sharp end early on in the races, and then going backwards. And I mean, he at least did recover back to P6, but I feel like he's so close to being another tier better than he is, if that makes sense. It's not much missing. He just needs to keep it together for a little bit longer. And do we have any other? Ugura had a very nice ride, nice consistent charge to the front, and in fact Chantra as well. So that's just very nice effort from the team there, really. But yeah, Aldeguer just entirely stole the show from every other rider. Just a fantastic guy to watch at the moment. Acosta really not really impacting the race at all. Obviously, it doesn't matter. He's got the title anyway, and the entire team seemed to struggle. But still, just wanted to throw this out. He also has big off weekends every now and then, apparently. And then, last but not least, obviously the main show, MotoGP. And we have the title battle still between Martin and Banaya, obviously. Martin had a fantastic masterclass sprint race, like he sometimes has, from P6 on the grid to the lead, and didn't really have to look back, like proper classic Martin sprint race domination. Slight problem during the actual GP, it sort of worked the other way around, where he just didn't have the tire to work with at all. Apparently, it was one of those faulty tires, so not his own fault. And I mean, you could tell really at a couple laps into the race, really he started going backwards rapidly, and basically only Zarco defending for him from behind a little bit. Maybe saved some positions, but he still finished, I don't even know, like down in P10 or 11. Hang on, where is he? Yeah, down in P10, so that was a massive disaster, really. On the other hand, we had one of the nicest, sort of feel-good stories that you can have in any, not just race, but sport, I suppose, which is Di Gianantonio got his maiden victory in MotoGP on his way out of the door. Obviously, he's out of a ride for next year for the moment, and he stepped up big time for the last couple rounds anyway, not consistently through all of them, but he's had his maiden podium as well, and he's been on an upwards trajectory. But this weekend he's knocked it out of the park, P2 in the sprint, and he fought and raced Banaya in the GP for the win, and he got the overtake done, made it stick, took the win. And it was really only him and Banaya on another level. They were gapping away from the rest. To be fair, Brett Binder did hold up the pack a little. He got his way to P3 early on, and then sort of backed up Alex Marquez and Marini and all the others, Vinales, once he finally made it past Martin. So they had some help there, but still DG and Banaya on another level from the rest. And what a feel-good story it really is to get that beautiful win right at the end of potentially your GP career. Maybe this opens some door for next season. Who knows? Maybe he's just staying around as a wildcard rider or whatever. Maybe he's going to find a Superbike seat. We will wait and see. But this is certainly a great way to end your MotoGP stint if it was to be the end of said MotoGP stint. Now, not all things MotoGP were good, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I had some really upsetting drama, really is the best way to phrase it, and I'll show this to you, which was, in case you somehow missed it, Alex Espargaro hitting, or more like slapping Morbidelli after an FP2 incident where they just, I mean, nothing major, you'll see in a second. Well, actually, I can show you. It wasn't, I don't think it was too big an incident to really speak of in a not meaningless, but you know what I mean, session. And then we get this little moment of Lovia, which to call it unprofessional is a bit of an understatement. Obviously, we all get heat of the moment and everything, but come on, this isn't even the race. You're not out of the race. Nothing happened. You're still both on your bikes. Just, a bit childish, which I think Morbidelli actually called him out for. I think he said it's a bit childish. Just really not the kind of behavior you want to see from a top athlete, really, in any field or sport. Yeah, it's just this behavior does not belong on a racetrack, if you ask me. You got fined for it. You got a grid place penalty for it, which I mean is more than deserved. But I don't know. It was just a bad look. Obviously, he shouldn't lose his ride or anything. I mean, that goes without saying anyway. Not that Aprilia could even afford to lose him anyway. But I just hope we don't have to see stuff like this again. It's just wrong and unprofessional. Okay, And with these news, that's it for this week's motorcycle edition of Race Week Review. I'll be back next time out with the Valencia round. So subscribe if you don't want to miss it. And until then, take care. And I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.